Part 45. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 441. Two envoys came from the Palace of Life and Death, both of whom had cultivation at the top glazed realm level. Entering the Titan universe, their strength has not diminished. They have been to the Titan universe before and have already adapted to the environment here. This direction, go. It took the envoy from the Palace of Life and Death another half a month to reach the ancient city of Titan. Boom. Boom. Two powerful auras erupted from the two envoys coming from the Palace of Life and Death. The two forces of black and white intertwined and flew into the sky. Two simple large characters soon formed in the sky. One of them is life, which gives people a feeling of vitality and contains infinite vitality. The word death formed by the dark power is daunting. Hiss, the words life and death appear. This is the envoy from the Palace of Life and Death coming. The Titan universe is a first-line universe after all. The Titan universe has a master. It is normal for the Palace of Life and Death to come here after receiving the news. The messenger from the Palace of Life and Death came over, not knowing what he wanted to do. Many powerful people were discussing secretly. The two envoys from the Palace of Life and Death were waiting quietly outside the ancient city of Titan. According to past situations, when the envoy from the Palace of Life and Death appears, the most powerful man nearby will definitely show up to receive him. In the Xuanhuan Palace, Ye Chen got the news. However, Ye Chen had no intention of meeting the envoy from the Palace of Life and Death outside the ancient city of Titan. The envoys from the Palace of Life and Death came here, most likely to let them go to the Sky Universe. How could Ye Chen follow them to the Sky Universe now? Since they will definitely be rejected, they will definitely be offended. It doesn't matter whether you welcome them or not. 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Outside the ancient city of Titan, the faces of the two envoys coming from the Palace of Life and Death turned gloomy. Come on, let's take the initiative to see each other. I would like to see what kind of person he is, dare not to take our Palace of Life and Death in his eyes. The Death Messenger said coldly. The two strong men from the Palace of Life and Death flew into the ancient Titan city under the watchful eyes of many strong men in the ancient Titan city. They flew to Tongtian Emperor Peak. Bastard thing. The Deathbringer cursed inwardly. When they arrived at Tongtian Emperor Peak, no one came to greet them. This has never happened before. Soon the two of them arrived outside the Xuanhuan Palace. The door to the Beauty Palace opened. Ye Chen arrived at the gate of Xuanhuan Palace, and Xuanhuan was beside him. Ye Chen cupped his hands and said with a smile, "Two fellow Taoists, I'm sorry that we were practicing at a critical moment just now. It's hard work for these two fellow Taoists who came from afar." The Deathbringer looked gloomy. He sneered, "Your Majesty, your palace is difficult to enter, so we won't enter your palace. Which of you has become the master of the Titan universe?" Xuanhuan said calmly, "Two fellow Taoists, I have obtained the cosmic will order here." The two envoys' eyes fell on Xuanhuan. The Death Messenger said in a deep voice, "The Palace Master has ordered you to come to the Palace of Life and Death to pay homage. And you, come over too." Ye Chen's eyes flickered, and it was indeed the case. "You too, go back and tell the Lord of the Hall of Life and Death that I do not want to go to the Sky Universe." Yanner won't go to the Sky Universe either. It's very comfortable to stay here in Titan Universe. Ye Chen said with an indifferent expression. The Death Messenger said sternly, "Sir, do you know the consequences of doing this? No one in Universe 13 has ever dared to disobey our Palace Master." Ye Chen said calmly, "From now on, someone will dare to disobey your Palace Master. You." The Messenger of Death and the Messenger of Life all looked at Ye Chen in disbelief. Okay, you are so brave. In that case, please tell me your name." The Death Messenger said coldly. Ye Chen frowned and said, "You too, the Palace of Life and Death is very powerful. In the past, many strong men in the universe listened to your palace of life and death, but this is not your territory. We are not subordinates of your palace of life and death, you must understand this. Now that the Titan universe has a master, you, the palace of life and death, had better respect it. The life messenger cupped his hands and said, you too, your names are dash. You have occupied the Titan universe, why don't you dare to say your name? Ye Chen said calmly, my surname is Yeming Chen. I won't tell you the name of this woman. If there's nothing else, you can leave. The death messenger's eyes flashed, Ye Chen, let's learn from each other. He is a top-notch Liuli realm cultivator and has twice the strength of a top-notch Liuli realm. Generally, strong people at the glazed realm level are not his opponents. But here, he can also display the strength of the ordinary top glazed realm. When fighting Ye Chen, he wanted to test it out to see if Ye Chen had obtained the cosmic will order. Ye Chen said calmly, you don't need to test, I have already obtained the universal will order, you are no match for me here. The life messenger cupped his hands and said, you too, the palace master may not be targeting you when he asks you to go there. You might as well come with us. Even if you get the cosmic will order, if the palace master gets angry, you will only end up flying into ashes. You know very little about the strength of our palace of life and death. Their mission was to let Ye Chen and the others go over, and it was best to persuade Ye Chen and the others to go over. Ye Chen shook his head, you too, persuade us to go there, so you don't have to talk anymore. If I go over, whether you live or die is a matter of a word from your palace master. I won't be so stupid. The death messenger sneered, Ye Chen, it won't take long before you regret your decision today. Please. Ye Chen said calmly. The two envoys left, and many powerful men in Titan Ancient City looked ugly when they saw them. Alas, the Titan universe finally has a master. It won't be long before the Titan universe will return to a state of chaos. You dare to refuse the call of the Lord of Life and Death Hall, you are so courageous. I think they're crazy. Many powerful people were discussing secretly. In the eyes of most of their experts, Ye Chen and the others were the right choice to follow them to the Sky universe. That way, even if there is a 20% to 30% chance of dying, there is a 70% to 80% chance of surviving. It's just that you have to obey the orders of the Lord of Life and Death from now on. If Ye Chen and the others refuse like this, in the eyes of those strong men, there is a 99% chance that they will die. It's not like there haven't been top strong men who disobeyed the Lord of Life and Death in the past, and their endings were quite tragic. Yan'er, you have to work hard, now you have offended the Palace of Life and Death again. Ye Chen smiled lightly. A large number of powerful people in the Titan universe felt that they would definitely die by then, but Ye Chen did not panic at all. He himself has 18 times the strength of the top immortal level here, and more importantly, Xiaoliu already has the strength of the 3-star immortal level. Xiaoliu alone can defeat 250 top Liuli realm experts. It is impossible for the Palace of Life and Death to send so many top-notch glazed realm experts, and most of the experts in the Palace of Life and Death should have never been to the Titan universe. They still have to adapt here. Ye Chen, the two envoys from the Palace of Life and Death, did not make things difficult for them, but if there were other strong men coming to the Palace of Life and Death, he would not be polite. Master, we will work hard. Xuanhuan said solemnly. It should be about a year before the two envoys from the Palace of Life and Death return and the other powerful men arrive. Their strength can be improved a lot. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 442. The two envoys from the Palace of Life and Death returned. They were still on the way, and Ye Chen's system woke up. Host, the upgrade is complete. The system's voice suddenly sounded in Ye Chen's mind. Ye Chen opened his eyes, the system has been upgraded. You should be in a good mood now. I haven't signed in for a year. Give me something good. System. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for receiving a gift package of 2-star Heavenly Deo level Heaven Reaching Sword Bamboo, which contains 50 top-notch glazed level Heaven Reaching Sword Bamboo. Yechen's eyes lit up. Not a bad reward. It would be better to wait longer. If you sign in every month, the chance of getting a 2-star reward is extremely low, and the chance of getting a glass level treasure is very high. In the past, when the strength was low, it was extremely rare to obtain a glass level treasure. Now he doesn't like such things anymore. And Langxiu and the other girls have already reached the top level of Glazed Realm. Zi Lanyan and An Langxiu have also obtained the deputy orders of the Cosmic Will Order here. There are already twice the strength of the top Glazed Realm here. Their cultivation has not yet reached the top Glazed Realm. When their cultivation reaches that point, their strength here will be stronger. 5 times the top Glazed Realm should be enough. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for receiving a gift pack of 2-star Immortal Enlightenment Pills, which contains 5 1-star Immortal Enlightenment Pills. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for raising the Chaos Immortality level to the 3-star Immortality level. Yechen was very excited. Good guy, there is actually a 3-star Immortal level reward. Although a year has passed, other systems have not been swallowed up this time, and there are far fewer strong people in Titan Ancient City. Yechen didn't even expect to get a 3-star Immortal reward. System, after you upgrade, are your chances of getting high-level rewards higher? Yechen asked. Right. Yechen suddenly realized that this was the case. System, the skills are upgraded. Yechen ordered. A lot of information poured into Yechen's mind. The Chaos Immortality Sutra that Yechen practiced quickly became stronger. It turns out that it is only a 1-star Immortal level, but the 3-star Immortal level skills are much stronger. I will take 3 of the 1-star Immortal Enlightenment Pills, and Yanner will take 2. Yechen secretly thought. For things like the Enlightenment Pill, the effect will be much reduced after taking the 3rd pill. If 3 pills cannot break through to the Immortal level, 4 or 5 pills are useless. After taking 2 pills of Xuanhuan, her cultivation will definitely improve a lot. She has the Cosmic Will Order here, which can maximize the benefits of the Enlightenment Pill. Go. 50 top-level glazed sword bamboo trees were planted by Yechen. They don't have such strength for the time being, and they still need some time to grow. Yanner, these 2 pills are for you. Yechen approached Xuanhuan, and he gave Xuanhuan 2 1-star Immortal Enlightenment Pills. Master, this dash. Is this an Immortal level elixir? Xuanhuan said in shock. Yechen nodded with a smile. Immortal level Enlightenment Pills, these 2 pills should be able to bring your cultivation to the top Glazed Realm level. With a 3-fold increase, you should have 12 times the strength of the top Glazed Realm. Xuanhuan asked, Master, do Enlan and the others also have them? Yechen shook his head. Elixirs of this level are a bit stronger for them now, and your strength has increased even more here. But don't worry about them. When they can use this, I will definitely arrange it for them. Xuanhuan nodded slightly. Master, what about yourself? I still have 3 more. Let's see if we can reach the Immortal level. Yechen smiled. In the Beauty Palace, if the time comes, it is entirely possible for Yechen to break through to the Immortal level. Good master. Xuanhuan said and took the initiative to step forward and kiss Yechen. You want to run away after just 1 kiss? Yechen hugged Xuanhuan and kissed him fiercely. After several minutes, he let go of Xuanhuan. Master, I'm going to practice. Xuanhuan left with a blushing face. When Yechen kissed her, his hands were not honest. Yechen also went to practice in the time cube. The time cube consumes a lot of resources, and it is difficult for other strong people to handle such a continuous acceleration of practice. Chen and the others have no big problem. After taking down a group of strong people, Chen and the others can obtain a lot of resources. I hope I can break through to the immortal level. Chen secretly thought. Unconsciously, half a year has passed. After using one enlightenment pill for 2 months, all 3 enlightenment pills were used up. Chen sighed. He felt that he was only a hair away from the level of immortality, but he could not break through this hair. Chen felt that the main reason was that Luo Hanjian was not here now. My heart is concerned. The difficulty of breaking through is much higher. Yan'er, how's it going? Chen sent a message to Xuanhuan. He has used up 3 of his elixirs, and Xuanhuan should have used up 2 of his elixirs. Master, I have reached the top level of Liulai realm half a month ago. Master, I feel like I'm about to break through. Xuanhuan sent a message to Chen. Chen was startled. Yan'er, what do you mean, are you about to break through to the immortal level? Yes, master. Xuanhuan replied. Then hurry up and break through. Don't be distracted and lose the opportunity to break through. Chen said happily. Although he can't break through for the time being, it would be great if Xuanhuan can break through. No matter how powerful Xuanhuan is, she is still his woman. Chen thought about it and realized that Xuanhuan's breakthrough was indeed possible. First of all, she has the cosmic will order here. Secondly, Luo Hanjian would definitely not be that worried about her. The most important thing to Xuanhuan was him. He was by his side and treated Xuanhuan very well. Another half-month passed. Boom! A powerful aura erupted from Xuanhuan's body. Within the Brahma ring, a huge area of rays fills the sky. Enlangxiu and the others, who were also practicing in the time cube, were awakened. Yan'er made a breakthrough. Sister Yan'er actually broke through to the immortal level right now. Enlangxiu and the others were pleasantly surprised. Chen instantly arrived inside the Brahma ring, with a smile on his face. With the cosmic will order, Xuanhuan's strength is unrestricted in the Titan universe. Her strength can increase tenfold by breaking through to the immortal level. Before the breakthrough, she had 12 times the strength of the top glazed realm. After the breakthrough, she had 120 times the strength of the top glazed realm in the Titan universe. Chen has 18 times the strength of the top glazed realm here, which is already very powerful, but compared with Xuanhuan's strength in the Titan universe, there is a huge gap. Of course, the most powerful one here in Hanjian Palace is Xiaolu. The 3-star immortal level is worthy of 250 top-notch glazed realm experts. Master, I really made a breakthrough. Xuanhuan's extremely happy voice sounded in Chen's mind. Yan'er, congratulations. If you reach the immortal level, you won't die even if the universe is destroyed. Chen said with a smile. Reaching the immortal level, the plane is immortal if it is not destroyed. Another half-month. As time accelerated, Xuanhuan had already consolidated his cultivation. Xuanhuan raised her eyebrows. She sensed that a powerful space battleship had entered the Titan universe. There are a lot of strong people inside. Husband, it seems that the powerful men from the Palace of Life and Death are here. Xuanhuan immediately sent a message to Chen. The Titan universe is very large, and Xuanhuan's cosmic will order is only at the 3-color level. Before the breakthrough, Xuanhuan's sensing range was less than 1/10. Now Xuanhuan's sensing range can reach 80% of the Titan universe. The strong men who came from the Palace of Life and Death never expected that Xuanhuan would break through to the immortal level. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 443. Calculating the time, it's really time for the powerful men from the Palace of Life and Death to come. Ye Chen said via voice transmission. He arrived outside the time cube, and Xuanhuan arrived next to Ye Chen. Master, the strong man we have defeated. Xuanhuan asked. Ye Chen pondered, if they attack the strong men from the Palace of Life and Death, they will be completely against the strong men from the Palace of Life and Death. But even if they don't take action, can the Palace of Life and Death accommodate them? Over the years, the Palace of Life and Death has not been able to tolerate the emergence of other top forces. The relatively powerful forces in the past were suppressed by the Palace of Life and Death as soon as they appeared. This time they control the Titan universe, and the Palace of Life and Death does the same. If they expose their strength, the strong men in the Palace of Life and Death will definitely withdraw from the Titan universe. But what happens next? There will definitely be a large number of powerful people in the Palace of Life and Death blocking the entire Titan universe. It would be okay if he didn't have other things to do. The worst he could do was stay in the Titan universe from now on. But he still wants to find Luo Hongjian. Let's capture them alive. The large number of powerful people captured alive will be killed on the side of July universe. Ye Chen said in a deep voice. Yan'er, although you have the cosmic will order of Titan universe, your cosmic will order is only at the Sankei level. Titan universe has no potential for us. Xuanhuan nodded. With her here, her strength triples. Although she only has the deputy command in July universe, her strength can be increased 7 times. Kunpeng universe and Titan universe are just temporary destinations for Ye Chen and the others. July universe is the root of Ye Chen and the others. The development of July universe will be of greatest benefit to Ye Chen and the others. Master, whatever you say is whatever you say. We all listen to you. Xuanhuan said obediently. Even though he now has immortal strength, Ye Chen is still the most important in Xuanhuan's heart. More important than her own life. Yan'er, let's go over and check the situation first. Ye Chen said. Good master. Xuanhuan's powerful power surged. The next second, Ye Chen and the others arrived at a place not too far away from the strong men entering the Palace of Life and Death. The strong men in the Palace of Life and Death did not notice Ye Chen and the others. Ye Chen's strength is much stronger than the most powerful among them. Not to mention that Xuanhuan has 120 times the strength of the top glazed realm here. Master, a total of 300,000 immortal level experts have come to the Palace of Life and Death. There are 1 to 200 powerful people at the glazed realm level among them. 30 or so people with top-notch glazed realm levels of strength. But only 1/3 of them have been to the Titan universe. In fact, their strength is not that strong. Xuanhuan said via voice transmission. She is so powerful that she can clearly know the strength of the strong men who come from the Palace of Life and Death. 300,000 immortal level experts came over, and about 30 of them had the strength of the top glazed realm. Such strength was already quite powerful. Most likely, this is just the vanguard. They came here first to adapt to the environment in the Titan universe and secretly win over some strong people. Once they adapt to the environment here, there is a high probability that more powerful people will come to the Palace of Life and Death. If these strong men have adapted to the environment here, even if Xuanhuan has 120 times the strength of the top glazed realm, it will not be that easy to defeat them. It's okay now. 2/3 of them were suppressed to only 1%, and their strength was much lower. In the battleship, the large number of powerful men coming from the Palace of Life and Death were not worried. On the one hand, they judged that the possibility of Ye Chen and the others finding them coming was extremely low. On the other hand, their current strength is not weak either. Among them, there are a dozen top Liuli realm and 40 or 50 ordinary Liuli realm experts who have been to the Titan universe, and their strength has not been reduced here. Many of the powerful people at the Bianhu level, immortal, and mortal realm have also been to the Titan universe. After calculation, the strength of the strong men who came from the Palace of Life and Death is at least as strong as the 40 or so top glazed realm masters. Master, what should I do? Xuanhuan said via voice transmission. Ye Chen smiled and said, I will set up an array to surround them. You capture them alive one by one. It shouldn't be a big problem for us to capture them alive. Good. Xuanhuan nodded slightly. The next second, Ye Chen released the 4 swords of Xuxian. The Xuxian sword formation instantly enveloped the large number of powerful men who invaded the Palace of Life and Death. The Immortal-class spaceship they were traveling on was shrouded in it. Receive. The moment Ye Chen released the Xuxian sword formation, Xuanhuan's powerful power acted on about 20 of them, who were at the top of the glazed realm. They have not adapted to the strength here. Now he is at the top of the realm of immortality. In an instant, all the 20 or so top-notch glazed realm experts disappeared. Enemy attack. Battleship people, many strong men were shocked. Their warships have strong defense, but the enemy's power invades silently. Receive. Xuanhuan collected the first group of people. Before the enemy could react, Xuanhuan had already collected the second group of powerful people into the space treasure. Among them were strong men at the glazed realm, and also a large number of strong men at the Bianhua level. Defend, defend. Get out. Such a change occurred in a short period of time, and the powerful men in the Palace of Life and Death were a little panicked. In the past, when the strong men from the Palace of Life and Death went to other places, they would crush the enemies they faced. I have never been crushed by the enemy like this before. Boom. Some people in the Hall of Life and Death attacked, while others defended. The strong men who attacked were not unified. In this situation, it was difficult for them to break the Xuxian sword formation. The Xuxian sword formation was not broken by 4 strong men of the same level. But it was not easy for 2 strong men of the same level to break the formation. Ye Chen himself had 18 times the strength of the top Liuli realm. It was difficult for 36 strong men of the top Liuli realm to break the formation. All the strong men from the Hall of Life and Death were only equivalent to 40 or so strong men of the top Liuli realm. Collect. Collect. Taking advantage of the other party's confusion, Xuanhuan forcibly captured several of the top Liuli realm strong men. Even if the strength was 10 times higher, it was difficult to forcibly capture a person into his space treasure. Xuanhuan's strength was 100 times higher than theirs. Catching 3 at a time, easy. Everyone, surrender. Yanner already has the strength of the immortal level. In the Titan universe, her strength is more than 100 times that of the top Liuli realm strongmen. Ye Chen's faint voice sounded inside the formation. Many strongmen in the Hall of Life and Death were extremely shocked. Xuanhuan actually has such terrible strength in the Titan universe. She is actually an immortal level strongman. Their hall masters are not immortal level strongmen now. Boom. Boom. Although they were frightened, the strongmen of the Hall of Life and Death still tried their best to kill. But it was useless. After several top Liuli realm strongmen were captured alive by Xuanhuan, the remaining strongmen could not rush out even if they resisted with all their strength. Half a minute later, Liuli realm and Bianhua level strongmen were all captured alive by Xuanhuan. Everyone, all the Liuli realm and Bianhua level strongmen among you have been captured. If you don't surrender, die. Ye Chen said indifferently. In the Xuxian sword formation, more than 300,000 strong men saw the people there. As expected, there was no strong man in the Bianhua or Liuli realm among them. We surrender. One of the leading strong men said with a gloomy face. There is no point in resisting in this situation. Collect. Ye Chen and Xuanhuan quickly received these strong men into the treasure space. At the request of Ye Chen and others, those strong men all imprisoned their cultivation. Yan'er, I'll go back to the July universe. Ye Chen said, I will be back within a month. The July universe is now relatively close to here. Ye Chen has a 3-star immortal level spaceship and can reach the July universe in 10 days. Now the July universe is likely to be in a stage of rapid growth. Ye Chen has no intention of letting the 300,000 immortal level strongmen in the Hall of Life and Death live. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 444. After talking to Xuanhuan, Ye Chen still spoke to Enlangxiu and the others. Enlangxiu and the others immediately stopped practicing. After a crazy period of time, Ye Chen left the Titan universe. The 3-star immortal class space battleship heads to the July universe at a terrifying speed. Now July universe is much closer to Titan universe. 10 days have passed, and Ye Chen has approached July universe. The July universe is moving, but Ye Chen has the cosmic will order of the July universe, and he can sense the direction of the July universe. Finally back. Ye Chen entered the interior of July universe. July universe is still in a period of rapid growth, which is not bad. Ye Chen had a smile on his face. Normally, the period of rapid growth does not last this long. But July universe has swallowed and digested many powerful people, and the growth period will be longer. Everyone, my patience is limited. If you don't tell me, I will start killing people. From now on, I will randomly kill 10,000 people every half hour. Ye Chen said with an indifferent expression. On the way here, he asked the strong men in the Palace of Life and Death to be more obedient and tell him the secrets they knew about the Palace of Life and Death. They were more stubborn. The Palace of Life and Death is too powerful, not many of them dare to speak. But when death comes, Ye Chen believes that they will be more obedient. An hour passed quickly. Still no one summoned Ye Chen. Everyone, the time has come. 10,000 of you must hit the road. Ye Chen said calmly. A top-notch glazed realm expert in the Palace of Life and Death said in a deep voice, Ye Chen, you haven't caused a big disaster yet, you still have the possibility to turn back. Don't make the mistake of yourself. If you offend our Palace of Life and Death, you will only die. Many other strong men also spoke one after another. They still have confidence in the Palace of Life and Death, and feel that Ye Chen should not dare to mess around. Everyone, I mean what I say. Now randomly select 10,000 people from among them. Ye Chen said softly. As he spoke, the bodies of the 300,000 immortal level experts in the Palace of Life and Death began to flash with lights of 2 different colors, red and green. 10 seconds passed, and the light emanating from 10,000 of them was fixed in red. The rest is green. Ye Chen, don't mess around. Ye Chen, if you dare to kill anyone, our Palace of Life and Death will definitely not spare you. Many of the 10,000 strong men who radiated red light screamed in fear. Die. Ye Chen didn't talk nonsense to them, and killed them all directly with the terrifying sword energy. Illusions are all illusions. Don't be afraid, everyone. Many other strong men spoke to comfort others. Phantom. Ye Chen chuckled, he completely unlocked the restrictions of these strong men. However, now that they have arrived in July universe, they are still suppressed by the heaven and earth of July universe. Their strength is only 1% of what it was at its peak. This kind of strength is enough for them to judge that the tens of thousands of dead strong men are really dead. It's not an illusion. The strength has been suppressed 100 times. This is not the Titan universe, but a new universe that I have never been to. I haven't been here either. Many strong men spoke one after another. They wanted to communicate with each other by voice, but they found that they couldn't. Ye Chen doesn't want them to collude in confession. Everyone, you are right, we are not in the Titan universe now. After half an hour, 10,000 people will still randomly die. If you don't want to die, hurry up and send a message to me. Chen said softly. After he finished speaking, he closed his eyes again and started to rest. Time passed by minute by minute. A few powerful people sent messages to Chen, but some of the information they gave was indifferent. Everyone, it's time, let's start the second round of drawing. Chen opened his eyes and smiled. Soon another 10,000 people were drawn out. Everyone, let's try a new method this time. Of these 10,000 people, let's ask 10 strong men among you to take action. If you take action, you don't have to participate in the next game. If you don't take action, you will die as well. Chen said and waved his hand. The 10,000 strong men who were drawn were instantly divided into 10 square formations. The remaining 10 Liyulai realm powerhouses were drawn out by Chen. There is also a top-notch glazed realm level expert among them. Bastard thing. Chen, you dare. Many strong men in the Palace of Life and Death roared angrily. Chen said calmly, everyone, don't treat you like victims. We have obtained the Cosmic Will token in Titan Universe. According to the rules of the training world, it already belongs to us. You so many powerful people have no idea what they want to do when they enter the Titan Universe. Many strong men were speechless. To be honest, the Palace of Life and Death is definitely unreasonable. But for a long time, the Palace of Life and Death did not need to reason with other forces. The other forces did not dare to disobey the Palace of Life and Death. Everyone, the game begins. You have 5 breaths of time. If you don't take action during the 5 breaths of time, you will die together. Chen glanced at the 10 Liyulai realm powerhouses and said with a smile. As long as they take action, their defenses will be broken. There will definitely be a lot of information revealed later. With them taking the lead, the psychological defenses of the other strong men will be much looser. Time passed by second, and the 10 strong men selected by Chen were under tremendous pressure. Either death or slaughtering fellow disciples, such a choice is too difficult for them. Finally, when the time was almost up, one of the strong men couldn't help but take action. In the blink of an eye, he killed 1,000 fellow disciples in front of him. Kill. The other 4 strong men saw someone take action and also launched an attack. Time is up. The other 5 strong men did not take action, and Chen did not give them any more time. I admire your persistence. I will send you on your way. Chen said in a calm voice, and he instantly killed the 5,000 people who were not dead, and the 5 Liyulai realm strong men who had not taken action. Including the top Liyulai realm strong man. A large number of strong men took a breath of cold air. Chen is really fierce. Chen has no way out. Either surrender or die. Many strong men understood in their hearts. They couldn't understand why Chen dared to do this, and was not afraid of offending their life and death hall. But now the reason is no longer important. Everyone, the game continues. Those who send a message to me and tell me a lot of secrets will not be selected. There are still many smart people among you. Chen smiled. Unknowingly, a whole day passed. More than 200,000 strong men from the Hall of Life and Death have become corpses on the ground. The July universe is growing wildly. Now the July universe is close to a strong second-tier universe. If hundreds of thousands of immortal-level strong men die here, the July universe will definitely be able to impact the first-tier high-level universe in the future. In the more distant future, it is entirely possible for the July universe to become a super first-level high-level universe like the Sky universe. Chen does not expect the July universe to become the supreme universe for the time being. The gap is too big. Chen, I see. You have no intention of letting us go at all. You are planning to kill us all. A strong man from the Hall of Life and Death said sternly, he is a top-level Liyulai realm cultivator. You guessed right. Chen said lightly. The other party choked. Many of the tens of thousands of other powerful people who were still alive in the Hall of Life and Death changed their faces. Ye Chen, we have told you a lot of secrets about the Hall of Life and Death. You don't have to kill us anymore. Yes, we can be loyal to you. Many powerful people spoke up. In the face of death, many powerful people in the Hall of Life and Death still chose to bow their heads. Ye Chen's eyes swept over them. He had to worry about these powerful people staying at the July universe. Not right. Taking them to the Titan universe, it's not okay to let them go. Everyone, I will only leave 1,000 people. Only 3 top-level Liuli realm powerhouses will be left. You have the last half an hour. Ye Chen said lightly. In just half an hour, Ye Chen got more news about the Hall of Life and Death. The immortal death tribulation Hall of Life and Death can let it advance, and even if you get the universal order, you may be summoned to the death paradise. Ye Chen frowned secretly. 2 of the top Liuli realm powerhouses told him this news. Inside the Hall of Life and Death, this news is a top secret. Ye Chen had a vague feeling that the Lord of the Hall of Life and Death might do this. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 445. Die. Except for the 1,000 people who agreed to stay, Ye Chen killed all the other strong men. The 1,000 people who survived were terrified. Ye Chen was too cruel, he didn't take them, the Palace of Life and Death, seriously at all. Collect. The 1,000 strong men who survived were collected by him. Ye Chen left the July universe and asked the space battleship to rush to the Titan universe as quickly as possible. Even if he entered the death paradise at that time, he had to explain the situation to Xuanhuan and the others first. Fortunately, the July universe is now close to the Titan universe. About 10 days later, Ye Chen returned to the Titan universe. Xuanhuan sensed Ye Chen's entry at the first time, and she jumped directly to Ye Chen's side. Master! Yan'er, is there anything going on here? Xuanhuan shook her head. Master, it's very peaceful here these days. Well, go back. Ye Chen said. Xuanhuan took Ye Chen back to the Hanjian Palace. Enlangxiu and the others stopped practicing. Ye Chen was not away for a long time, but Enlangxiu and the others spent a long time practicing under the time acceleration of 1,000,000 times. My wives, I got the news about the immortal death. Ye Chen said in a deep voice. He told Enlangxiu and the others about some of the situations in the death paradise. Enlangxiu frowned. Master, do you mean that those of us who have the universal order or the deputy order of the universal order on the Titan universe may be summoned to the death paradise? Yes. Ye Chen nodded. Luo Yudi said blankly, brother-in-law, I am the only one who does not have the deputy order of the universal order here, and Qian has also obtained the deputy order of the universal order. Will I stay alone? If so, Luo Yudi felt very sad. Xuanhuan said, don't worry, Chang'e, I am strong now, and the speed of condensing the universal order is relatively fast. It can be done in a month. Ye Chen silently calculated the time. The Life and Death Hall may have received the news here at this time. However, if Death Paradise changes the object of summoning, the Hall of Life and Death should need some time to adjust, so they should still have some time. But if they are all summoned, what will happen to July universe? Chang'e, how about you not getting the universal order from Titan universe for the time being? Ye Chen said. Luo Yudi was stunned and said, brother-in-law, do you want us to go back to July universe? If you really enter death paradise, I will stay in July universe. Ye Chen nodded. July universe is here, this process is irreversible. July universe will come here within a year, and it will definitely be discovered by then. Although I have arrangements on the July universe side, it lacks top powerhouses, and the powerhouses of the Hall of Life and Death may enter unscrupulously. Ye Chen said in a deep voice. Chang'e, you now have the strength of the top Liuli realm, and even a little bit more. Your strength can be increased 7-fold over there. You can reach 10 times the strength of the top Liuli realm. Even if the top masters of the Life and Death Palace go over there, they will not be as strong as you if they adapt to the environment over there. Luo Yudi was silent for a while and nodded gently. Tianyang dynasty is our hometown. I used to be a royal princess. Since Sister Hanjian is not here, I do have the responsibility to protect Tianyang dynasty. Brother-in-law, I will stay. Yechen opened his arms, and Luo Yudi and Yechen hugged each other. She actually didn't want to separate from Yechen. But the July universe is their roots, and the Tianyang dynasty is their hometown. The greater the ability, the greater the responsibility, they must stand up. Without further delay, we will set off immediately. After hugging for a while, Yechen let go of Luo Yudi and said, there is nothing to arrange on the Titan universe side. Even if the masters of the Life and Death Palace beat the side to pieces, Yechen doesn't care much. Moreover, even if the strong men of the Palace of Life and Death come here, they should not dare to act rashly. First, they have to quietly adapt to the environment here. It takes half a year to come here, and it also takes half a year to adapt to the environment. There should be no problem in the Titan universe for at least a year. At that time, the strong men of the Palace of Life and Death will be surprised to find that the July universe has come. Combined with the fact that the July universe has improved so much, they should know that a large number of strong men of the Palace of Life and Death died in the July universe. They have to enter the July universe to adapt to the environment again. Buzz. 7 days later, Yechen and his space battleships moved forward at a very fast speed. Yechen has given Luo Yudi a lot of resources. The 1,000 strong men of the Palace of Life and Death captured later are now in Luo Yudi's space treasure. In 3 days, we can reach the July universe. Yechen smiled. Luo Yudi nestled in Yechen's arms. The two looked at the sea of the universe in front of them, and the space battleship was now sailing automatically. Brother-in-law, Death Paradise is very dangerous. If you enter it, don't worry about the outside. It's easy to get into trouble if you are impatient. My current strength is already very strong. Luo Yudi said. Even if her strength did not increase in the universe, Luo Yudi had a little bit of the strength of the top Liuli realm twice, which was really strong. Chang'e, when the time comes, you will kill any strong person who enters the July universe. Kill them so that they dare not enter easily. Yechen said. Luo Yudi nodded. At this moment, Yechen felt a strange summoning power coming. Yechen frowned secretly. The summoning power would not summon him away immediately, but even he would not be able to resist the summoning power in the end. Owner. Husband. En Langxiu, Lu Qianqian, Zi Lanyan, and Shang Guanyan also felt this summoning power, and they all quickly stopped practicing. Brother-in-law, is there something wrong? Luo Yudi said quickly. Yechen nodded slightly. Chang'e, don't you feel anything unusual? Yes, brother-in-law. Yechen glanced at En Langxiu and the other girls, and they all sensed something unusual. The Lord of the Palace of Life and Death indeed directly allows those who possess the Titan Universal Order, or possess the Titan Universal Order Deputy Order, to enter the Paradise of Death. Qianqian, how long do you think you can resist? Yechen asked. Master, according to the speed at which the summoning power increases, it should be about a day. Lu Qianqian said. They are not summoned to Death Paradise at the same time and together. The weaker ones will be summoned first. Among the 4 girls, Lu Qianqian is currently the weakest, almost the same as Luo Yudi, and 1.2 times the level of the top glazed realm. En Langxiu is stronger, but not much stronger, almost 1.5 times stronger. Zilan sounds twice as loud. Shang Guanyan is the strongest, with 3 times the strength of the top glazed realm. Qianqian, Be careful when you arrive. Ye Chen said solemnly. Even the weakest Lu Qianqian is actually very strong, which should exceed the expectations of the powerful people in the Palace of Life and Death. But there will definitely be many strong people entering the Palace of Life and Death. Many powerful people in other universes will also obey the orders of the Palace of Life and Death. Lu Qianqian and the others nodded. One day passed, and Lu Qianqian was indeed the first to disappear. After another half-day, Langxiu and Zi Lanyan disappeared one after another. Xuanhuan managed to survive for 2 days before being summoned away. Only Ye Chen and Luo Yudi were left in the space battleship. Even without the increase, he still has 9 times the strength of the top glazed realm, and his current strength is not enough to summon him to the paradise of death. Chang'e, don't be afraid, we have been through all the ups and downs. It'll be okay. Ye Chen smiled. Luo Yudi nodded slightly. 1 day passed, and the space battleship arrived very close to July universe. Ye Chen felt that he had reached his limit. Chang'e, you enter the July universe by yourself, I have to dash. Ye Chen disappeared without saying anything. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 446. Luo Yudi was stunned for a moment, with a sad look in her eyes. Ye Chen and the others left, and she felt a little sad. Chang'e, you can do it? You are now a strong man in the top glass realm. My brother-in-law is not here, and neither is my sister Hanjian. You have to be strong. Luo Yudi secretly encouraged herself. The space battleship continued to move forward, and soon it arrived next to July universe. July universe has grown rapidly recently and has flown very far in the cosmic sea, but no strong person has noticed it. The cosmic ocean is too big. July universe's route does not pass through crowded channels. However, when July universe reaches Titan universe, it will definitely be discovered by other powerful people. So strong. Entering July universe, Luo Yudi immediately felt that his strength had increased a lot. It has reached 10 times the level of the top glass realm. With such strength, plus the fact that the Tianyang dynasty also has the top level glazed sword bamboo, she is not under much pressure. Death Paradise is extremely vast, larger than the Titan universe. During the Immortal Death Tribulation, countless immortal level experts throughout Sea Area 13 will be absorbed into the Paradise of Death. Same this time. It is not easy for ordinary immortal level experts to die. A strong person who can enter the Paradise of Death will die a lot every time. As little as 30%, as much as more than half. For the weaker immortal level experts, the immortal death disaster is an extremely terrifying thing. But entering Death Paradise is not all bad. There are all kinds of good things in many places in Death Paradise. The elixirs and fruits that are difficult to encounter in the outside world may be easily encountered in the Paradise of Death. Every time there will be many strong men breaking through in the Paradise of Death. Same as the information in the data, although Death Paradise has not increased its strength has not been suppressed either. Ye Chen entered the Paradise of Death. He carefully sensed his current strength. You have to hurry up and get the God of War token. Ye Chen's eyes sparkled. In Death Paradise, you can actually increase your strength. The premise is to obtain the God of War token and refine the God of War token. God of War tokens are divided into black iron tokens, bronze tokens, silver tokens, gold tokens, and purple gold tokens. The strength can be doubled, tripled, 5-fold, 7-fold, and 9-fold respectively. No stacking. If someone refines both the black iron token and the bronze token at the same time, they will only have the amplifying effect of the bronze token. If a strong man with the God of War token is killed, the God of War token will explode. This kind of thing is created just to make the strong men who enter the Death Paradise fight more bloody and kill more people. This place should be east of Death Paradise. Ye Chen thought to himself. He identified the direction and moved forward quickly. Entering the Paradise of Death, even top-notch Liuli realm experts must be careful, but Ye Chen doesn't need to be so careful. Even without any increase, he still has 10 times the strength of the top glazed realm. Even if other ordinary Liuli realm experts obtain the purple gold God of War token, their strength is about the same as Ye Chen's now. Half an hour passed. Ye Chen passed by a certain place, and 2 strong men were fighting. With every blow, the terrifying power will destroy hundreds of millions of miles in radius. Hand over the God of War token. One of the strong men said sternly. Another strong man said coldly, I have now obtained the black iron level God of War token, and my strength is not weaker than yours. Humph, but if you continue to fight, you will definitely attract other powerful people, and you will die. Just give it to me, and you can live. Ye Chen stopped moving forward instantly. The black iron level God of War token is the worst, but even the worst black iron level God of War token can double the owner's strength. Poof. Poof. 2 sword lights flashed, and the 2 strong men who were about to fight died at the same time. The black iron level War God token exploded. Receive. Ye Chen put away the God of War token, and then immediately went inside the burning sky ring. He used the time cube to accelerate. Ye Chen was powerful, and the black iron level God of War token was easy to refine. Half a minute passed before Ye Chen reappeared outside. His strength has surprisingly doubled. Ye Chen's strength increased rapidly. 2 hours later, Ye Chen arrived at a huge lake. This lake is relatively famous in Death Paradise. It is possible to obtain a very special soul stone in the lake. However, there are demons hidden in the lake, and many strong men who enter it will die. Wives, who is here? Ye Chen sent out the message. This is a secret stronghold that he and Enlangxiu and the others mentioned. Enlangxiu and the others will enter first and wait for him here. Owner. Zi Lanyan's voice sounded in Ye Chen's mind. When she entered it, she was not far from the Soul Lake. Lanyan, where are you? Ye Chen's eyes lit up and he said through the message. Zi Lanyan immediately told her where she was, and Ye Chen's consciousness extended there. Receive. The next second Zi Lanyan entered the Brahma ring. Master, I got a black iron level God of War token, which doubled my strength. Zi Lanyan said. Snatched it from someone else. Master, no, it's hidden in a boulder, and my consciousness just happened to find it. Zi Lanyan said. Good. A smile appeared on Ye Chen's face. Zi Lanyan's strength doubled and she could reach 4 times the top glass level. Lanyan, with your current strength, it should be relatively safe for you to stay here. You stay here and I'll go to the other 3 agreed upon locations to check it out. Ye Chen smiled. Good master. Zi Lanyan nodded. Lu Qianqian and Enlangxiu are much weaker. With Zi Lanyan here, Lu Qianqian and Enlangxiu will be much safer here. Ye Chen left quickly. He was very fast, but Death Paradise was too big. Ye Chen arrived at the second stronghold 2 days later, and there was no one here. 5 days later, Ye Chen arrived at the third stronghold. Enlangxiu is here. Enlan, give this to you. Ye Chen smiled and said, taking out a black iron God of War token and giving it to Enlangxiu. Enlangxiu hasn't gotten the God of War token yet. Ye Chen is so strong, he only got 3 God of War tokens, and all 3 of them were black iron level God of War tokens. Master, have you met Jianqian and the others? Enlangxiu took the God of War token and said. With her strength, it won't take long to refine it. By then, it would be pretty good to have 3 times the strength of the top glazed realm. Ye Chen smiled and said, I met Lan Yin. Lanyan has obtained the Black Iron level God of War order. She stayed there and waited. And Langxiu breathed a sigh of relief and smiled, then only Qian is more dangerous. Ye Chen nodded. Zi Lanyan and Langxiu have found that Xuanhuan has immortal strength. With her strength, there is definitely no problem in getting the Black Iron War God token. By then, you will have 20 times the strength of the top glazed realm. Lanyan, don't be careless. We have to obtain the powerful God of War order ourselves. The top experts in the Palace of Life and Death can get it from the other experts. Ye Chen said in a deep voice. At this moment, Ye Chen felt strong heart palpitations. He looked suddenly into the distance. And Langxiu also felt her heart throbbing at this time, and she also looked into the distance. Master, this dash. And Langxiu's voice was trembling. Ye Chen's face was extremely gloomy and he said, it's over there at gathering point no 3. Qian should have chosen to self-destruct just now. And Langxiu's expression changed drastically. Master, Qian should be able to be resurrected by then, right? And Langxiu said with a trembling voice. The immortal soul tower appeared in Ye Chen's hand. Before coming in, Ye Chen recollected in Langxiu's spiritual consciousness. It is entirely possible for Lu Qian to be resurrected, but Lu Qian is already very strong now, and her resurrection will be a lot of trouble. If the level of the immortal soul tower is raised, resurrection will be much easier. It should be possible to resurrect. Ye Chen said. And Langxiu breathed a sigh of relief, and she held Ye Chen's hand. Master, it would be great if I could be resurrected. Qinqin's self-explosion is 100 times better than falling into the enemy's hands. Ye Chen instantly received an Langxiu into the Brahma ring, and then he rushed to gathering point number 3 as quickly as possible. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 447. Over here at No 3's gathering point, some strong men from the Palace of Life and Death were cursing. You bitch, you blew yourself up and caused me serious injuries. It's a pity. She's still quite beautiful. I can be happy if I take down the big guy. The value of being alive is relatively high, but the value of being dead is much lower, idiot. Among the powerhouses in the Palace of Life and Death, there are 3 powerhouses in the top glazed realm, and there are more than a dozen in the ordinary glazed realm. They can sense the Titan universe will command possessed by Lu Qian. At first, only one of the top Liuli realm experts discovered it. He informed the rest of the strong men. A group of strong men surrounded and attacked. Lu Qian tried her best to escape, but they laid a dragnet and Lu Qian couldn't escape. Fortunately, Lu Qian is pretty good. They couldn't capture Lu Qian in a very short time. Death by self-explosion is indeed a better choice for Lu Qian. Everyone, do we want to leave? Her man should be stronger than her, so he might feel something strange. One of the powerful men in the glazed realm said. Leave? Why should we leave? Are we afraid? That's right, it's best if he comes, and we can make great achievements. Let's call more people over and hide and wait for him. The other strong men spoke one after another. If they enter the Titan universe, they are really worried that many of them have not adapted to the environment there, and Ye Chen can still increase his strength. They are home here. Most of the people did not agree to leave. They called some other strong men over and squatted at the number 3 gathering point. One of them has already obtained the bronze level God of War token, which can triple his strength. Come on, let's drink. I hope that kid can be braver, haha. If he dares to go against our Palace of Life and Death, he will not end well. Inside the space treasure, dozens of strong men were drinking and eating meat, having a great time. Ye Chen arrived here quietly. Both he and Langxiu felt the aura left behind by Lu Qinqin's self-destruction. Ye Chen's eyes became extremely cold. Although Lu Qianqian calls him master, in his heart, Lu Qianqian and the others are his women, his wives. Although he also killed people from the Palace of Life and Death, they were not the ones who took the initiative to stir up trouble. Master, is it possible that the enemy is still here? In the Brahma ring, Enlangxiu was full of murderous intent. Let me see. Ye Chen's consciousness spread out, and he inspected it carefully. Those strong men in the Palace of Life and Death have very good treasures and they are well hidden. But they seriously underestimated Ye Chen's strength. If Ye Chen had only 10 times the strength of the top Liulai realm, Ye Chen wouldn't be able to detect them. With the power doubled, Ye Chen would have 20 times the strength of the top glazed realm. Found it? Ye Chen's eyes lit up, and he discovered an extremely obscure aura. The immortal killing sword formation. With a thought, Ye Chen quietly set up the immortal killing sword formation. In the Palace of Life and Death, I swear to be incompatible with you. The next second, Ye Chen's extremely angry voice sounded inside the Xuxian sword formation. But there were only sounds but no people. The strong man hiding in the space treasure naturally heard Ye Chen's voice. He may feel dangerous and don't want to come over. Let's go out and find him. Hurry up and don't let him get away. Some strong men in the Palace of Life and Death said eagerly. The master of the Hall of Life and Death told whoever killed Ye Chen, Xuanhuan, and the others would be rewarded heavily. Capture them alive and get more rewards. They have 40 or 50 strong people in the glazed realm, 7 of them have top-notch glazed realm cultivations, and they are not afraid of Ye Chen at all. Their strength is much weaker, and they didn't notice the immortal killing sword formation arranged outside. Walk. Without much thought, dozens of powerful men from the Palace of Life and Death arrived outside the space treasure in an instant. 7 top glazed realms and 38 ordinary glazed realms. These powerful men from the Palace of Life and Death appeared, and Ye Chen instantly judged their strength. Die. Ye Chen and Enlangxiu took action at the same time. In the Xuxian sword formation, dozens of strong men in the Palace of Life and Death lost their companions. There was only endless sword energy around them. Puff. Ye Chen's first target is the one with the strongest feeling. He has a bronze-level God of War token. His own strength is about 1.2 times that of the top glazed realm. With a threefold increase, he has nearly 5 times the strength of the top glazed realm. He didn't defend with all his strength, but he was strong now, and Ye Chen's sneak attack only severely injured him. The first blow failed to kill him. Enlangxiu's target was a strong man in the ordinary glazed realm, and he successfully killed him. Lanyan, focus on my target. After failing to kill the target, Ye Chen's eyes lit up. In this situation, he felt that the other party might have a bronze-level God of War token. According to Ye Chen's understanding of Death Paradise, the high-level God of War tokens here have a very low initial explosion rate. Bronze-level God of War tokens have an astonishingly low explosion rate. Bronze-level God of War tokens can triple your strength, which is much stronger. Good master. Enlangxiu said. The next second, her and Ye Chen's attacks fell on the powerful man with the bronze token in the Palace of Life and Death who had just been severely injured by Ye Chen. He was severely injured, and his defense was originally lower, but now he used the forbidden technique, and his defense became stronger in a short period of time. As long as he can hold on for a little while, he believes that the strong men of the Hall of Life and Death can break the formation. Puff. Ye Chen and Enlangxiu's attacks fell on him at the same time. The opponent's defense was a little higher, but Ye Chen and his attacks were also stronger. Damn it, damn it! The strong man of the Hall of Life and Death was terrified. Ye Chen and his strength was stronger, and he couldn't hold on for long. Puff. Puff. In half a breath, Ye Chen and Enlangxiu jointly attacked this strong man more than 10 times. He tried his best to resist, but was eventually killed by Ye Chen and his men. The bronze-level God of War token burst out. At this time, Inside the Xuanhuan sword formation, many of the strong men of the Hall of Life and Death had already used forbidden techniques, and their strength had increased a lot. The Xuanhuan sword formation was on the verge of collapse. Kill. Ye Chen and An Langxiu's attacks immediately turned to the other strong men. They chose those who had not yet used forbidden techniques. Puff. Puff. 2 strong men were killed. One of them was at the top of the Liulai realm. The death of the strong man with the bronze token and the death of these 2 strong men made the Xuanhuan sword formation, which was on the verge of collapse, a little more stable. Not good. This situation made many strong men in the Xuanhuan sword formation feel bad. Several strong men who had not yet used forbidden techniques immediately planned to use forbidden techniques. It just takes a little time to use forbidden techniques. Puff. Puff. Before their forbidden techniques were used, Ye Chen and An Langxiu took the time to deal with 2 more strong men. Among them was a top-level Liulai realm figure. He also had a black iron level war god token. Originally, he only had the strength of an ordinary top-level Liulai realm. With a doubling of the power, his strength was only 1/10 of Ye Chen's strength. Ye Chen was fully capable of killing him in seconds. Not good, the situation is not good. Everyone, rush out. With the death of these 2 strong men, the pressure on the Xuanhuan sword formation was reduced. Although there were strong men using forbidden techniques, the Xuanhuan sword formation still held up. Die. Ye Chen and An Langxiu took the time to kill several more strong men. This is it. Even if they all use forbidden techniques, they can't escape from there. Stop, I surrender. My father is the elder of the Hall of Life and Death. A strong man shouted in the Xuanhuan sword formation. In the current situation, he knew that he would die if he resisted. You all must die. Ye Chen's cold voice sounded in this guy's mind. He would not accept surrender. Even if he captured them alive, it would be more convenient to deal with the other strong men of the Hall of Life and Death later. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 448. In the Xuanhuan sword formation, it didn't take long for all the people in the Hall of Life and Death to be wiped out. Ye Chen let out a breath of anger. Collect. Ye Chen collected all the treasures of the masters in the Hall of Life and Death, including their bodies. The traces were cleaned up. The next second, Ye Chen took out the Immortal Soul Tower. For an immortal level master, even if he was shattered and his body turned into the smallest particles, he would gradually gather again. The principle of the Immortal Soul Tower is similar. There is Luqianqian's spiritual consciousness inside. Through the power of the Immortal Soul Tower, Lu Qianqian can disguise herself as an immortal level master. The tiny particles that her body turned into after her self-destruction will be attracted here. If the distance is long, the difficulty of resurrection will increase, and if the exact location cannot be found, the difficulty of resurrection will also increase. Luqianqian's situation is quite good. Ye Chen and his team came quickly, and Ye Chen and his team also knew the exact location of the self-destruction. The particles that leaked out of Luqianqian's body are still nearby. Buzz. Ye Chen turned the Immortal God Tower into a pagoda of 10,000 feet. The Immortal God Tower trembled gently, and the immortal divine light flowed on it. The invisible attraction between heaven and earth appeared. Anlan, be alert, and remind me immediately if there is any problem. Ye Chen ordered. An Langxiu nodded. Ye Chen took An Langxiu to the Brahma ring, and then Ye Chen entered the time cube himself. He had to refine the bronze war god token. It is much more difficult to refine the bronze war god token, but with 1,000,000 times time acceleration, Ye Chen has already done it in more than 10 minutes. No powerful enemy came. The strong men who died in the Hall of Life and Death had already gathered the strong men nearby, and they all fell into Ye Chen's hands. Master, it's done. Seeing Ye Chen, An Langxiu's eyes lit up. Ye Chen nodded, the increase is 3 times, my strength has reached the top level of Liuli realm 36 times. Master, don't be too sad, we have helped Qianqian to avenge, and Qianqian can be resurrected by then. And Langxia comforted Ye Chen. Yeah. Ye Chen nodded. After killing those strong men in the Hall of Life and Death, Ye Chen felt much better. Master, how long does it take for the immortal soul tower to absorb? And Langxia said. Ye Chen thought for a while and said, we came here very quickly, it should take 3 days, to be conservative, we will be here for 5 days. And Langxia nodded. The strong men in the Hall of Life and Death soon found the problem. Although there are no strong men in the Liuli realm of the Hall of Life and Death nearby, there are still some weaker strong men, and there are also strong men in other forces. Some of them know the plans of the strong men who died in the Hall of Life and Death. They could have been contacted. But now they can't be contacted. A mysterious giant tower thousands of feet high also appeared on Ye Chen's side. Did Brother Salmon and the others get into trouble? How could this happen? Among them, there are 3 top-level Liuli realm warriors, and one of them has a bronze-level war god token. Some other warriors from the Hall of Life and Death who got the news rushed here. However, the Death Paradise is large, and although they got the news relatively quickly, it takes time to rush here from other places. Most of the Liuli realm warriors from the Hall of Life and Death do not have the Black Iron War God token now. 2 days passed in a blink of an eye. There are already a dozen top-level Liuli realm warriors from the Hall of Life and Death nearby, and 50 or 60 ordinary Liuli realm warriors. But even so, they still didn't dare to approach easily. The strength of the 40 or so warriors who died from Supreme Salmon and the others was not much weaker than them. Everyone, please urge those who are still on the road. Although we can definitely beat Ye Chen and the others, it is possible that Ye Chen and the others will escape. One of the warriors from the Hall of Life and Death said in a deep voice. He has 3 times the combat power of the top Liuli realm warriors. But at this moment, he only got the Black Iron level war god token. Strength can only be doubled. Okay. The other strong men spoke one after another. Another day passed. The number of top Liuli realm strong men gathered here in the Life and Death Hall reached 15. The number of Liuli realm strong men reached hundreds. In total, there were hundreds of top Liuli realm strong men and thousands of ordinary Liuli realm strong men in the Life and Death Hall. If the Life and Death Hall allowed other forces to participate, it could mobilize more forces, but the Life and Death Hall did not do so this time. They suffered a great loss at the hands of Ye Chen and his men, and it would be best for their own strong men in the Life and Death Hall to deal with Ye Chen and his men. This would save some face. Everyone, it should be about the same. Let's act. The strong man leading the Life and Death Hall said in a deep voice. His name is Decumon, and he has twice the strength of the top Liuli realm. But he has now obtained the bronze level God of War token. Reached 8 times the level of the top Liuli realm. In addition, he also has a system. When he came here, Ye Chen's system reminded Ye Chen. Let's move. If we move now, there shouldn't be any problems. Our people are probably in that tower. The strong men in the Hall of Life and Death didn't know what the Immortal Soul Tower was. But they determined that the Immortal Soul Tower was an immortal treasure. It's possible that Supreme Salmon and the others were trapped in the Immortal Soul Tower. Can't you bear it anymore? Ye Chen muttered in his heart. It's only been 3 days, not 5 days yet. However, it is highly likely that the tiny particles that Lukinkin's self-destruct body turned into have been absorbed into the Immortal Soul Tower. Boom. 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 The strong men of the Life and Death Hall descended on Ye Chen's side. More than 100 Life and Death Hall Liuli realm strong men surrounded the side, and there were hundreds of other shore flower level strong men outside them. Collect. Ye Chen's mind moved and instantly collected the Immortal Soul Tower. The person is still here. He wants to run, don't let him run. Several strong men of the Life and Death Hall shouted. There are thousands of strong men in total, and they all emit endless divine light. The world on this side is sealed by them. System, summon the guy with the system. Ye Chen called. Ye Chen's system has the ability to summon. Although this aspect is not particularly strong, the distance is so close now. And Ye Chen's strength is much stronger than Decumon. Okay, host. The system immediately used its summoning ability. Decumon now uses his powerful strength in the formation. Their formation is to prevent attacks and prevent Ye Chen and his team from escaping. The ability to resist Ye Chen's system summoning is not effective. Not good. Decumon's face changed wildly. He sensed the summoning power. This power was very strong and he could not resist it. It was too late to ask others for help. In an instant, Decumon disappeared. When he appeared again, he was already in the Xuanhuan Palace in the Burning Heaven Ring. The Xuanhuan Palace can exert the power of 1-star immortal level. But Xiao Lu is not in the Xuanhuan Palace now. Xiao Liu's 3-star immortal level cultivation will not be summoned here. It now follows Luo Yudi to the July universe. Boom. Decumon entered, and the Xuanhuan Palace immediately suppressed him. Surrender, or die. Ye Chen's cold voice sounded. The Xuxian sword formation enveloped Decumon, and Decumon felt cold all over. The pressure exerted by the Xuanhuan Palace was already very strong. The momentum bursting out from Ye Chen was even stronger. Decumon estimated that Supreme Salmon and his men were most likely in danger. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 449. I surrender. Decumon wanted to be tough, but he would die if he did. Immediately imprison your cultivation. Ye Chen said coldly. Decumon restrained his cultivation with a dark face. Unlock the system and recognize the master. Ye Chen said. Decumon's expression changed. He had a system, and few people in the Palace of Life and Death knew about it. How did Ye Chen know? Hurry up, you know what's going on outside. If you delay, I'll send you on your way immediately. Ye Chen sneered. Decumon took a deep breath and said, Ye Chen, the system I have is not a combat type system. It's useless even if you get it. Give you 2 breaths. The system has not been released in 2 breaths. I will kill you directly to obtain the system. Ye Chen said with murderous intent. With a sullen expression, Decumon quickly deactivated his own system, and Ye Chen's system quickly swallowed up Decumon's system. Outside, the powerful men in the Palace of Life and Death were in chaos. Decumon, the most powerful person among them, disappeared in an instant. Where is the enemy? Everyone, find it quickly. Some powerful men in the Palace of Life and Death spoke one after another. Their powerful consciousness swept through every inch of space here. But Ye Chen is staying inside the Brahma Ring at the moment. The Brahma Ring has a very strong hidden ability. The most powerful people in the Palace of Life and Death outside are only 6 times as strong as the top glazed realm, so it is difficult for them to detect them. System, seize the time to digest and devour the system. By the way, what capabilities does the system have? Ye Chen entered the time cube and said. In the time cube, the speed of system digestion will not be increased by 1,000,000 times, but it can still be increased by 100 times. Host, this system is for recovery. If you consume a lot of power, you can use the power of the system to recover in a short time. The system said. Ye Chen nodded slightly, assisting the combat system. This is good for long-term battles. In short-term battles with no outcome, this system is of little use. But for Ye Chen's system, no matter what type of system it is, it's just food. Half a day passed. Some strong men came from the palace of life and death in the outside world. Without Dekumon, they were the top glazed warriors, but now they have only 14, and now they have 17. There are about 120 ordinary Liuli realm experts. There are over 1,000 strong people at the Bianhu level. Host, the devouring is over. The system's voice suddenly sounded in Yechen's mind. System, all the power of the system swallowed up this time should be used for signing in. Sign in to get good things, and you can handle more other systems by then. Yechen said in his mind. Good host. The system uncle is often easier to negotiate. System, sign in 3 times. Yechen said. He was filled with anticipation. It's been a long time since the last time, and now it's the first time I've signed into Death Paradise. There are a large number of strong men gathered in the Paradise of Death, and there are also many strong men from the Palace of Life and Death nearby, so they should be able to obtain very good things. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host Hanjian Palace for being upgraded to a 3-star immortal treasure. Yechen's eyes brightened. The first reward is so awesome. The Beauty Palace has been upgraded to the 3-star immortal level, and its power has been greatly enhanced. Although the power of Hanjian Palace cannot affect the outside world, for the strong ones who enter Hanjian Palace can suppress them. 3 stars are immortal, which is equivalent to 250 times the top glazed realm. Moreover, the Beauty Palace is the first to improve. If he stays in the Beauty Palace and signs in, the second and third rewards will become better. Maybe there will even be 2 3-star immortal rewards. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for receiving a gift pack of 3-star immortal pills, which contains 2 2-star immortal chaos pills and 10 1-star immortal chaos pills. Nice one. Yechen was very excited. He had taken the enlightenment pill before and had no breakthrough. Coupled with 2 2-star immortal level chaos pills, it might be possible to break through to the immortal level. If he breaks through, his strength can be increased tenfold. Of the 10 1-star immortal chaos pills, 5 were naturally given to Enlangxiu and the others, Lu Qianqian would have to leave 2 pills for her even if she died. She can be resurrected by then. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host of the Immortal Soul Tower, for being promoted to the 4-star immortal level. Yechen was stunned. What was upgraded turned out to be the Immortal Soul Tower. And it has also been upgraded to the 4-star immortal level. System, I love you. Yechen shouted in his mind. The system is so powerful today. There are actually 2 3-star immortal rewards and 1 4-star immortal reward. The Immortal Soul Tower has been upgraded to the 4-star immortal level, and it won't take long for Lu Qianqian to be resurrected. Host, you are lucky. Although consuming the absorbed system power can increase the chance of winning in this area, the chance is still quite small. Not to mention being directly promoted to the 4-star immortal level. The system was a little surprised. Yechen was all smiles. The level of the Immortal Soul Tower rose rapidly. Yechen paid attention to the situation outside. The enemy was very strong. With his strength, there is no problem in escaping, but the possibility of going outside and taking them all down by himself is very low. Some of the 17 top glazed warriors were originally stronger in combat power, and some had obtained the God of War token. Their combined strength reaches at least 30 times the peak glazed realm level. The strength of 100 or so ordinary glazed realm experts is estimated to be comparable to 40 top glazed realm experts. There are also strong men at the level of 1,000 Bigingsa, and it is no problem to be as strong as 30 or 40 top colored glazed realms. Yechen is only 36 times as strong as the top Liuli realm. Plus Enlangxiu is much worse. You deserve your misfortune. Yechen muttered in his heart. The Beauty Palace has just reached the 3-star immortal level, and its strength has skyrocketed. For those strong people outside, Ye Chen estimated that their strength was between 100 and 120 times that of the top glazed realm. Less than half of the Hanjian Palace. As long as they enter the Hanjian Palace, they can't escape. Seeing how hard you are looking for it, I will help you. Ye Chen muttered in his heart. The next second, the hidden ability of the Brahma ring plummeted. Immediately all the top glazed level experts in the Palace of Life and Death noticed. Ha ha ha, it seems that our friend used special means to maintain it, but now he can no longer maintain it. I knew he couldn't last forever. The dozen or so top-notch glazed realm experts in the Palace of Life and Death were extremely excited. After not being found for so long, many of them thought Ye Chen had left. If you dare to attack or act recklessly, I will kill you immediately. Dekumon and the others are all going to die. Ye Chen's cold voice came from the Brahma ring. The powerful men in the Palace of Life and Death originally planned to concentrate their efforts on bombarding the Brahma ring, but Ye Chen said that it was not convenient for them to do so. Half the people surrounded, half went inside first. Agree. The powerful men in the Palace of Life and Death quickly came up with a plan. The power of the Brahma ring has been stepped down, and they can now enter the Brahma ring. Walk. Soon, 9 of the top glazed realm experts, about 50 glazed realm experts, and about 500 Bianhu level experts entered the Brahma ring. They saw a majestic palace. If you dare to come in, your people will die. Ye Chen threatened. He and An Langxiu stood on the tower of Hanjian Palace. The 9 top Liulai realm experts immediately determined the identities of Ye Chen and the others. Surrounded up. The powerful men from the Palace of Life and Death who arrived inside the Brahma ring surrounded the beauty palace. The strong men from the Palace of Life and Death outside soon arrived inside. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 450. Surrounding Ye Chen and the others, the strong men in the Palace of Life and Death were immediately relieved. In this situation, Ye Chen and the others have no way to escape. Ye Chen, surrender immediately, there may be a way to survive. Ye Chen, release all of us in the Hall of Life and Death immediately, otherwise everyone in your universe will die. Ye Chen. Some strong men from the Palace of Life and Death shouted. On the upper floor of the Hanjian Palace, Ye Chen said coldly, everyone, as long as you enter the Hanjian Palace, don't blame me for being rude. You retreat, I will release you people from the Palace of Life and Death when I arrive. Ye Chen deliberately created the illusion of being invincible. Lure them into the beauty palace. The strong men in the Palace of Life and Death must know that in the Titan universe, many strong men have entered the beauty's palace and gotten into trouble, and they may be wary. Let you go. Ye Chen, you are dreaming. Many powerful men in the Palace of Life and Death spoke one after another. Send you something. Ye Chen said that a dozen corpses from Salmon Supreme's group flew out from the Hanjian Palace. The body fell to the ground. Everyone, do you want to watch a large number of powerful people die in your Palace of Life and Death? If you don't want them to die again, get out. Ye Chen said coldly, if you don't retreat within a quarter of an hour, I will kill all of you. The next second the entire Hanjian Palace was shrouded in fog. The strong men in the Palace of Life and Death can no longer see the scene in the Hanjian Palace. Everyone, Ye Chen is very powerful. We finally trapped him. We must not let them leave. That's right. Many powerful men in the Palace of Life and Death were discussing secretly. Most of them did not agree with releasing him. Let people go, Ye Chen may not let them go. Later, Ye Chen might kill the rest of them in the Palace of Life and Death. They can't bear the blame from the Lord of Life and Death. Everyone, I don't think it's better than this. Let's concentrate our efforts and instantly break through the defense of Hanjian Palace and get inside. With our strength, we should be able to do it. Strong people come up with ideas. The rest of the strong people supported him one after another. Originally, They were really worried about entering the beauty palace, but Ye Chen's words made their worries disappear. Ye Chen, think about your other women and your relatives. Stop killing our people in the Hall of Life and Death. They may still be alive by then. A strong man from the Palace of Life and Death raised his voice. The next second, the power of more than 1,000 strong men gathered here in the Palace of Life and Death gathered in one place. The Hanjian Palace is now a 3-star immortal. If they defend with all their strength, their attacks will not be able to break through the Hanjian Palace's defense. But the defense of Hanjian Palace only remains at the 1-star immortal level. Boom! With a loud noise, facing 10 times the attack, Hanjian Palace's defense was instantly penetrated. Walk! In an instant, more than 1,000 powerful men from the Palace of Life and Death all entered the Hanjian Palace. Their plan is to rush in and control Ye Chen and Anlangsu in the shortest possible time. Even if I only control Anlangsu. Oh! In the beauty palace, Ye Chen had a smile on his face. These guys were finally lured into the beauty palace. Everyone, welcome. Ye Chen's voice sounded. The next second, the barrier of Hanjian Palace that they had just broken reappeared. At the same time, terrifying pressure fell on the 17 top-notch glazed realm experts among them. Click, click. The bones of more than one strong man were directly crushed by the terrifying pressure exerted by Hanjian Palace. Together, they are 30 times the strength of the top glazed realm, and the pressure from Hanjian Palace is 8 times their strength. Receive. With a thought, Ye Chen took them directly to the rest of the Brahma ring and locked them up in different areas of the Brahma ring. Immediately imprison your cultivation or die. You should have experienced it just now if you can escape. Ye Chen's voice rang in their minds. The 17 top glazed realm experts looked confused. Isn't Ye Chen's strength insufficient? Aren't you threatening them and not letting them enter the beauty palace? How come they were suppressed like grandsons as soon as they came in? The terrifying pressure in the beauty palace just now cannot be fake. You're so powerful and you still resort to such tactics, you fool. You deserve to die for lying to me. This grandson. The dozen top glazed realm experts in the Palace of Life and Death all cursed in their hearts, but in response to the curses, they all restricted their own strength. If you don't resist, you may still live. It is possible that he will be rescued by the remaining strong men in the Palace of Life and Death. Resistance is a dead end. In the Beauty Palace, the other powerful men in the Life and Death Palace were equally confused. They don't feel the pressure. Why did more than a dozen top glazed realm experts suddenly disappear? The next second, the pressure exerted by Hanjian Palace came on about 120 ordinary Liuli realm level experts. Poof. Crack. Under the terrifying pressure, some of these strong men vomited blood, some suffered fractures, and some even collapsed because they couldn't bear it. Receive. About 120 ordinary glazed realm experts also disappeared. The Brahma ring is a 3-star immortal level. Even if they all attack within the Brahma ring, it is impossible to destroy the Brahma ring. Soon, more than 1,000 Bianhu level experts in the Palace of Life and Death were also captured by Ye Chen. Ye Chen chose to kill all those people in the Hall of Life and Death in front, and those who came behind, Ye Chen chose to capture them alive. Life is more valuable. If nothing else, bring it back to July Universe and kill it. Wouldn't it be nice to increase the level of July Universe? How many top-notch glazed realm experts have come to your Palace of Life and Death? Ye Chen sent a message to the 17 top Liuli realm experts in the Palace of Life and Death. Snort. Some people snorted and didn't answer. But someone still gave the answer. It's not a secret either. A total of about 100 top glazed realm experts have entered the Palace of Life and Death, and there must be many top glazed realm experts from other forces entering. We cannot allow strong men from other forces to get involved. Ye Chen's eyes sparkled. The more powerful people from other forces get involved, the more trouble he will have. The next second, Ye Chen arrived outside the Brahma ring. Strong men from other forces have already arrived in this area. In their opinion, the winner will definitely be the strong man from the Palace of Life and Death. If they come here to help, they might be able to gain something. Everyone, what do you want to see here? Ye Chen said calmly. He said that dozens of corpses of Salmon Supreme and others appeared. The aura emanating from each corpse was very strong. Many of the strong men who came here took a breath of cold air. All the dozens of strong men including Supreme Salmon died? Why, you don't want to see dead people, but want to see something alive. Ye Chen smiled. As he spoke, more than 1,000 strong men who had just been captured by him appeared. 17 top-notch glazed realm experts are among them. They were all imprisoned and couldn't speak. Everyone, this is a conflict between me and the Palace of Life and Death. You, the strong men from other forces, had better not get involved. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude. Ye Chen said with an indifferent expression. All the powerful men from other surrounding forces were terrified. The strong men who came here from behind the Palace of Life and Death were all captured alive.